This is King Nobel Black Supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about the hypocrisy of Donald Trump being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, I don't know what their definition of peace is, and clearly the white race, the white man, United States imperialism exposed themselves with what their definition of peace is, and not the definition in the dictionary, but their working definition of peace with the way that they hand out the Nobel Peace Prize. It's actually insight into how they think and how their mind operates. Because Donald Trump should not receive the Nobel Peace Prize. If he was to receive it, he shouldn't even be nominated. Because what he did, what they're saying he did to deserve the nomination is creating peace between North Korea and the United States, and somewhat, I guess, North Korea and South Korea, I guess, all of them intertwined, that he contributed to peace in that situation. And he got Kim Jong-un to stop developing his nuclear projects. So this is why he deserves to be nominated. But when you look at how he achieved this result, it makes you question how they perceive peace. Because how he achieved this result is bullying North Korea and creating and generating intense fear and projecting an image of doom and gloom. He forced and bullied North Korea to stop developing their nuclear missile defense system. He threatened to blow them off the earth. And they're irrelevant and insignificant, and they are not a major threat to the United States of America whatsoever. Never was, and never will be. But they bullied this small, irrelevant, and insignificant country called North Korea. Put sanctions on them, starved people within that country. And they did it under the auspices that America is the only one that should have nuclear weapons. Because if it was fair, they would say, well, North Korea, if you get rid of your nuclear weapons, we'll get rid of ours. That would be fair. But they said, no. If you don't get rid of yours, we're going to use ours to blow your ass up. How is that fair? That's white supremacy. That's United States imperialism. They're saying that they're the only one that are responsible, and that they're the only one that deserve the right, the God-given right to have a nuclear missile. God has favored them to have weapons of mass destruction, but no one else can. So they bully other nations using sanctions and possible threats of assassinations, and using the CIA to kill other leaders in other countries to keep them from building up their defense system. How is that peaceful? I don't understand. How is that peaceful? What the method of achieving peace? If we're a bully, if there's a bully and he's taking somebody's lunch money, the bully goes to him and say, look, give me your lunch money or I'm gonna blow your ass up. And the person he's bullying peacefully hands over his lunch money. Should that bully get a Nobel Peace Prize? Donald Trump is not about peace. He's about violence and murder and mayhem. Look at the bombing that they did in Syria. They just wanted to bomb Syria just based on allegations and assumptions, dealing with the Assad regime. They're ready to use tremendous violence. They are not about peace. They're willing to utilize the type of violence that will make their enemy submit. And when their enemy is in submission, they say, well, we've achieved peace. Now that I've got you to submit, we're at peace now. That's not peace. You're living with a war tyrant that has created division in America and uproar in America ever since he's been in office. There has been no peace in this country. The Democrats against the Republicans and the left against the right. The liberals against the conservatives. The white nationalists and white supremacists against the liberals. There's been no peace in this country. No peace. War within the internal agencies of the government between the FBI and Trump's administration and the DOJ, the Department of Justice and Trump's administration. There has been no peace in America. And we have never been more stressed out by the possibility of a nuclear war or nuclear holocaust or another world war than we have under Trump's administration. How dare you nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize? How hypocritical. Peace means to them, whoever can make their enemies submit has achieved peace. By any means necessary. And Trump, to get Kim Jong-un to surrender, he was willing to use any means necessary. He scared that North Korean supreme leader into folding and surrendering and submitting to United States imperialism, into white privilege, global white privilege. We can have bombs, but you can't. We can defend ourselves, but you can't. They make other nations vulnerable and defenseless against their global tyranny. They call it peace. And we're going to see how much peace was achieved if Kim Jong-un gives up his missiles. We're going to see will North Korea be peaceful? Or will they run in and take his ass out and use drone strikes and bombs to murder him and disable his regime and destabilize North Korea like they did in Libya with Gaddafi? We'll see if peace was really the goal and really the objective. Bully people and force them. And once they break down, you say, well, you know what? We've achieved peace. I get a Nobel Peace Prize. What an insult. It's King Noble Black Supremacy. Signing out.